Hey friends, this is JB with the 14-Day Wisdom Challenge show. And here we go. We've jumped right into some more wisdom of the New Testament, and we're talking about the big one. We're talking about the Lord Jesus himself as he pours upon us his words and his instructions, fighting the haters. You ever have a bunch of haters that you have to do battle with? You have to put up your front and you have to sort of let them know the way things are. It's tough. It's tough. You're going to have haters, but you know what? The bigger your level, the more bigger the hater is in your level. So as you get to these new levels, don't be surprised when big haters try to come and tell you who you are, try to change you and shape you into what they think. You need to stand firm in who you are. That's what wisdom is about. It's a firm belief, okay? It's a firm belief on these values that we have from the Bible, okay? That firm belief does not shake. It's like the Lord, yesterday we were talking about, I believe what we were talking about yesterday, the Lord does not move, really. The Lord is firm in who he is, and it's us who keep on trying to shift, okay? There's not a lot of gray area. God doesn't have gray area. God knows. God is, okay? So let's get into this here. Just a reminder, if you're new to the program, the 14-Day Wisdom Challenge, go look at the instructions. You're going to search the channel out there for those instructions. They'll be right there. There might even be like a little message here or there that shares with you the link. But get out there, find those instructions so we don't have to hash that out every time. All right, we're moving forward. Messengers from John the Baptist. Now, what are you getting out of this? When Jesus had finished instructing his 12 disciples, he went on from there to teach and preach in their cities. Now when John heard in prison about the deeds of the Christ, he sent word back to the disciples, and he said to him, "Are you the one who is to come, or shall we look for another?" Okay, so John the Baptist in prison, wondering what's going on. I mean, Jesus, are you the one or what? And Jesus answered, "Go and tell John what you hear and see." Okay, these are actions. These are actions, what you hear and see, okay? Actions meaning like what you hear from people as testimonies and the miracles you're seeing yourself. The blind receive their sight and the lame walk. Lepers are cleansed and the deaf hear, and the dead are raised up. The dead are raised up. Now, if you're saying to yourself, hey, look, this guy isn't legit, but he's raising the dead, come on. All right, and the poor have good news preached to them, and blessed is the one who is not offended by me. Blessed is the one. If you're offended, you get in these situations, and this is another wisdom thing. You get in these situations, and you're like, man, I don't know if I should share Jesus, okay? I was in a situation yesterday, and you may feel like, oh, man, I don't know if now's the time to share Jesus or not. Probably err on the side of caution. I tell you what, you're going to feel better about it. As they went away, Jesus began to speak to the crowds concerning John. "What did you go out into the wilderness to see? A reed shaken by the wind? No, he didn't. What then did you go out to see? A man dressed in soft clothing? Behold, those who wear soft clothing are kings in kings' houses. What then did you go out to see? A prophet? Yes, I tell you, and more than a prophet. This is he whom it is written, Behold, I sent my messenger before your face, who will prepare your way before you." Okay, so he's challenging these people. These people are coming back and they're like, they've gone out there for some reason, and he's just confirming why they went out there. And he does it in sort of like a little bit of a roundabout way, but essentially that's what he's saying. He wants people to say, look, you know why you were out there. You know what you're doing, okay? So you're out there to see the prophet. Why was he there? That's what he's kind of getting into. "Truly, I say to you, those born of women, there has arisen no one greater than John the Baptist, okay? Yet the one who is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. From the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven has suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. For all the prophets and the law prophesied until John. And if you are willing to accept it, he is Elijah who is to come. He has that spirit of Elijah. He who has ears to hear, let him hear." Okay, you'll notice this is a big one. That he always says, look, if you are out there listening, listen, okay? If you have ears, if you have those kind of ears that can listen to wisdom, you need to pay attention. But for everyone else, no. But to what shall I compare this generation? All right. Making a comparison of this generation. It's like the children sitting in the marketplaces and calling to their playmates. Can you imagine? He's looking at this generation and he's basically calling them children. They're children in their morality. They're children in their commitment to God. They're children in their demeanor, their little silly games that they play. Children. We played the flute for you and you did not dance. It's like the child today who always wants something. Okay. It's like, mommy, I want this, mommy, I want that, and expects the person to jump, for any little thing. We sang a dirge from you and you did not more. Whatever, it's like the child asking for, the spoiled child asking for something. Listen here. For John came neither eating nor drinking, and they say, he has a demon. The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they said, look at him, a glutton and a drunkard, a friend of tax collectors and sinners. Yet wisdom is justified by her deeds. Interesting, huh? Yet wisdom is justified by her deeds. And I tell you what, it surely is. This is an action. Deeds are action, okay? Deeds are action. I'm noticing this end quote here, and it must have started way up here. Okay, so this is all of what Jesus said here. Wisdom is justified by her deeds. Okay, we talk, but the deeds are really justified. We can talk about wisdom, but until we justify it by our deeds, it's just talk. It's not even wisdom. It's justified. So what the Lord is telling us right here is saying, hey, look, it's time when you take action, your words, your deeds follow your words. Your action follows your intent, okay? And so that's the thought that you need to take with you in this particular wisdom lesson. Now, this wisdom lesson brings us into this new dimension of the New Testament where we are finding wisdom, and particularly we're keying in on wisdom. Okay, there'll be others, but there's about 50 passages already that we can just key on that just says wisdom. We can just jump in. We can jump in and explore it. What are you getting out of this? Okay, what kind of message do you hear out of this? Do you get inspired from the action of Jesus? Do you get inspired from his words? Do you get upset from the people who are trying to, act like children? It can be upsetting when you're around adults who act like children. It's a little frustrating. And that might have spoke to you. Yeah, no, I've got these people where I'm at, and they act like children, and that's frustrating. That might come to you. Well, you got to pray for them, right? You got to pray. Well, my friends, this is the 14-day Wisdom Challenge show, and we're going to stop. We're rocking and rolling. We're moving forward. And I tell you what, it's getting better than ever. We're getting sharper, smarter. We're getting and learning with insight. We're learning wisdom. We're learning discretion. And I encourage you to keep on this track as we continue in motion, putting actions behind our words. And we got to keep at it. I encourage you to keep at it. My friends, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Let's do this.